hit the ground running, that would lead me to some specifics. We know that you already referenced the existing legislation in Nigeria, that is the Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Prohibition Law, which the Act, which of course is a law, But you and I know, you've talked about this 5-year moratorium, the period that has since elapsed, and now you're focused on implementation. We know that in spite of all that has happened with the law and everything, PWDs continue to bear the brunt of inaccessibility to public, even to public infrastructure, as in 15 times more than people without disability. So when you say your plan now is to build a crack team, galvanize for action, what's the plan really? Would that perhaps again take a step back to begin to raise awareness on this seeming discrimination? And 2, how do you ensure particularly that the needs of your constituents are factored in the planning and designing process of public infrastructure, in the country? What level of partnerships would you be looking at to establish, some of these synergies or some of these plans that you have in order for them also to become sustainable?
Thank you so very much. Let me respond this way. In the past, we in the disability community thought that this battle, the agitation for inclusion, eradication of barriers, and all manner of discrimination was a battle between we versus them. In other words, we in the disability community versus the rest of the world, the able-bodied people. And we kind of push that way, but now we're realizing that no, let's take a second look. Okay. We are estimated supposed to be about 35.5 million people living with disabilities in Nigeria. And if you look at the fact that every one of these 35.5 million was given birth to by one father and one mother, if you multiply that by 35.5 million, and you factor in the fact that we have our brothers, our sisters, our uncles, our cousins, and everyone, you will discover that there's no such thing as we versus them. Damn. It is actually a we affair, because I don't know of any Nigerian anywhere in this part of the country that is not affected by the scourge of disability one way or the other. And so we needed to have done much more orientation, enlightenment, so that everybody knows that we're all in this together. That way, it will be very easy for us to implement the law. Secondly, one of the biggest challenges right now is how many Nigerians are truly living with one form of disability or the other. It's been a big question. Sometimes you say, oh, we're 35.5 million. And somebody said, oh, no, this is a great underestimation. I've said this somewhere, and somebody said, oh, this is a great exaggeration. But I can tell you that even if it is 35 million people, it is a huge number. It's a number much higher than many countries in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, and all over the world. There are many countries, great countries, that are just 10 million or 5 million people, or even less. So we have a huge number, and our biggest headache now is that without getting the total number and then getting the breakdown, how many women, how many children, how many adults, how many are retired, how many are employable, how many are here, how many are there, without this, it makes advocacy a little bit difficult. So if you want to knock at the door to confront somebody, you need all the facts and the figures so that you can be much more convincing. So as I said, we're tasked now is to galvanize the whole of Nigeria into this struggle so that we don't see it as if, oh, we're doing them a favor. We're being magnanimous. Well, no, we're doing it to ourselves. And if we come with this mentality, I can assure you that we will be able to get this job done much faster than we could ever imagine.